Ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, it is with great honor that I introduce you to our first speaker, the Ambassador of the State of Palestine to Hungary, His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Fadi Elhusseini. Born in the historic city of Gaza, his journey from the occupied streets of his childhood to the world of international diplomacy is a testament to his resilience and an unwavering commitment to peace and justice. His academic achievements span continents, and his insights bring personal perspectives to someone who has lived through the realities of a military occupation in Gaza. Today, he will share his perspectives in an address titled The War on Gaza, Implications and Recent Developments. Please join me in welcoming Ambassador Dr. Fadi Elhusseini.
I would like to start my brief speech by a short story about Palestine, which was described once as a land without a people for a people without a land. That's how it was described. Perhaps this phrase serves as a potential starting point to understand the mentality, the mindset of those engaged in the acts of ethnic cleansing in Palestine, in Gaza, West Bank, and Jerusalem. Unfortunately, many of the supporters of this aggression do think that Palestine, the Palestinians, never existed before 1948. Before taking you into a short journey to the Holy Land, to Palestine, before 1948, I would like to invite you to pay attention to the words uttered from the mouth of the fourth Israeli Prime Minister, Golda Meir, talking about the Palestinians.
אני כופרת בעיקר על עניין כזה של פלסטינאים. אני חושבת שכל מי שיושב פה שהיה בארץ לפני מלחמת השחרור, אנחנו כולנו פלסטינאים. עובדה, יש לי הפספורט הישן. מ-21 עד 48 הייתי פלסטינאית.
In a later interview, Golda Meir reiterates her identity.
I'm a Palestinian. From 21 until 48, I carried a Palestinian passport. There was no such thing in this area as Jews and Arabs and Palestinians. There were Jews and Arabs.
Golda Meir was born in Kiev. She was referring to a historical period where people in Palestine, Jews, Christians, Muslims, used to live together in peace, harmony, coexistence, and tolerance together as Palestinians. Another glimpse into the past reveals a visa application. Shimon Peres, the 8th Prime Minister of Israel, and later the President of Israel, trying to seek entry to Palestine. This is his visa application. Now let's embark on a brief journey to the Holy Land, to Palestine before 1948. And remember, this land was described as a land without a people. This is the Palestinian Orchestra in 1930s performing some songs about Orange, a glimpse into that era in Palestine.
ذو عصير يا فكوباية كل ساعتين كوباية تطلب كوبايتين البرتقال 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 سويته كتيرة وحل عود أطفالك شربها عصير البرتقال البرتقال سويته كتيرة وحل البرتقال من غير إشكال يمد الحياة ويزيد الجمال يحرك الدم يروق البال يحرك الدم يروق البال
البرتقال رخيص كتير كتير المية بقرشين.
That was in 1930s. Here we can see some images of the Lod airport in 1944, the Jerusalem airport, and the Jamal Pasha theater, the city of Jaffa in 1937. Here you can see some pictures of the city of Haifa and the city of Nablus. Another photograph portraying Palestinian Women Union in the city of the West Bank. The second one on the very right is a picture portraying Berizet College, which was founded in 1924 and now it became a university. Several ancient pictures showcasing the rich history of the city of Gaza. A display of an American Greek car dealership in Jerusalem in the year 1934. And the other pictures are for the Palestinian passport at that time. And here you can see a snapshot of the Palestinian pound, the currency used during that period. Here there's a vintage television advertisement promoting a football match between the Palestinian national team and the Australian national team from the 1939 match. Here you can see the Palestinian first radio channel, Al-Quds, here is Jerusalem, the second oldest Arab radio station after Egypt, and it was founded on the 30th of March 1936. You can see here some pictures of the Church of Nativity during the Christmas time in 1934 and 1939, and here on the very right, the Christmas season in the period 1890 until 1923. We should also acknowledge the Balfour Declaration, which is a letter sent by the British Foreign Secretary in 1917 to Lord Ritchell with the Zionist movement. This letter pledged the allocation of Palestinian land to non-Palestinians, triggering significant waves of immigration. And this led us to the Nakba. The Palestinian Nakba is the Arabic word for the catastrophe. The catastrophe is the displacement of over 750,000 Palestinians during that period, the destruction of over 500 Palestinian villages, and the loss of thousands of innocent lives. The stark contrast between the past and present state of Palestine becomes evident. You can see Palestine in green under the British mandate on the very left. And then after the partition plan in 1947, the area in green became Palestine. After 1967, Palestine became in green. And in 2020, it shrank to what you can see on the very right. The picture on top is the picture taken in 1948 during the Nakba. And the one on the very bottom is taken today in Gaza. We have two pending cases at the International Court of Justice. The first one is focusing on the genocide taking place in Gaza. The second case is focusing on the Israeli occupation as a whole. With a close examination of the historical developments and Israel's attempt to displace and replace the indigenous population in Palestine, one might be able to acknowledge the nature of the Israeli occupation. On the other hand, images and video captions of the crimes committed against the Palestinians are typically living evidence on an ongoing genocide. Perhaps the claims of politicizing the International Court of Justice make it crucial for us to remind everyone of the political nature of the Palestinian cause. But the question arises here, do we really need to politicize the courts or Human Rights Council? When the issue matter is political by nature? The answer is clearly no. The pursuit of justice and securing the rights of the oppressed are fundamental roles of these organizations. At this juncture, one might wonder, should the Israeli occupation considered always above the law, committing crimes without any accountability? Are those asking us and accusing us of politicizing the court, suggesting that the victim should die silently without even trying to seek justice at the court, so not to bother the oppressor? I'm someone who firmly believes in values, principles. ideals and morals, and the value of every human being everywhere and anywhere. But I have never imagined that we would reach this point. In fact, Israel has established a new reality. And this reality states that there will be no red lines in any future conflict. This will have grave repercussions and consequences. Because after seeing the deliberate attack and killing of innocent people, children, women, elderly, the deliberate attack of churches and mosques, schools and hospitals, without accountability, this might encourage others in future conflicts to follow suit and to do the same. We find ourselves amid unmatched humanitarian crisis, witnessing horrifying scenes and tragic loss of innocent lives, and deliberate targeting of children before women and elderly. Yet, the biggest tragedy is the crisis in positions. Imagine that anyone today can witness massacres of populations by simply turning on the TV. Imagine that anyone today can see the killing of women, children, and elderly, the slaughtering, mass starvation, live broadcasted online. Can you imagine this? We reached this point. This is painful. But what's most agonizing is the reaction of the international community who failed to stop all this. And the reaction of the advocates of human rights, values, ideals, who did nothing. Here, those who are expecting us to show our pain are wrong. And those who think that we are still expecting statements of condemnation, they are wrong again. Who wishes to act would have taken action already. And those who believe in values and morals do not really need a reminder. In conclusion, I have one message and a promise. Despite the profound pain and wounds that run deep, we are not shattered. Despair will not find a place among us, for our resilience remains unwavering. Reinforced, of course, by the support of our loyal friends and brothers. And our promise is firm. We shall rise, as we have always done. We shall continue in our staunch belief and dedication in our just cause and just struggle. And we pledge to achieve liberation of Palestine. And we all together going to celebrate on our national soil, in our eternal capital, Al-Quds, Jerusalem, this freedom. Long live Palestine, and long live those who support justice. عاشت فلسطين والمجد الخلود.